Welcome back to the channel, fellas. So here we give valuable information on investment, finance and personal growth. So if that sounds good to you, kindly subscribe to this channel. Kindly lock in so that you can benefit from all the information that we share here from time to time. So without further ado, let's jump right into today's topic. Today we are talking about inflation. We want to look at how inflation is slowly deteriorating our wealth. We want to look at how we can hedge against inflation ultimately. So inflation is a sustained increase in the general price level of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. Inflation is essentially the rate at which the cost of living rises, causing money to lose its purchasing power. This means that the same amount of money buys fewer goods and services that it previously did. So if you have a particular amount of money back then that you believe that is worth a particular service or a particular good, when inflation hits, that amount of money will not be able to cater to that need or cater to that service any longer. So on this video, we are taking a case study of Nigeria in the past 3 years. So inflation in Nigeria in the past 3 years was occasioned by subsidy removal, naira devaluation, insecurity, and supply chain disruption. This has led us to see hyperinflation in prices of goods and commodities to the tune of more than 100%. This is a groundbreaking hike in the history of this country, just next to the 1995 inflation that happened during the military regime, during when they were tussling for power in the military tenure. So the price of PMS per litre in January 2023 was about 210 naira. Currently as we speak, the price of PMS, petrol or fuel as you have it, is 860 naira. That is more than 200% price hike, affecting the general cost of transportation, affecting the general cost of power. Because for anything to be done, you need power. You need power in the sense of petroleum, in the sense of fuel. You want to go to somewhere, you need transportation. You want to distribute goods and services, you need transportation. You want to power your machines for production, for manufacturing, you need power. So that 300% increase must definitely trickle down into the cost of production, which eventually the manufacturer or producers will now reflect on the price of their goods and services. As at beginning of 2023, the exchange rate between the naira to the dollar was about 500 naira to $1. So as we speak now, the exchange rate to the dollar is currently 1,550 naira. So you can see that there is more than 200% hike in the exchange rate with the most traded currency in the world. So if you have a business or if you are a producer or manufacturer and you are seeking to import goods, you are seeking to import raw materials, you definitely pay with the dollar. You pay with the dollar, so you are using much more naira to purchase the dollar to get your goods or raw material into the country. So when you finish your production, you definitely pass it down to the consumer to reflect on the price of the good, because no businessman will want to run at a loss or whatsoever. So insecurity of lives and properties had its own role to play in the hike of commodity, as there wasn't a secured atmosphere for farmers to cultivate their crops. From communal clashes to killings to abduction on a daily or monthly basis, that dissuaded the farmers to go to farm because they are scared for their life. So because the farmers couldn't engage in their activities fully, so that led to scarcity or reduction in farm produce in the country. So the few that was in the market, the price went up. Simple law of demand and supply. When there is less supply, the price goes up. When there is more supply, the price comes down. So that necessitated the increase in the cost of farm produce. Also, insecurity caused the inability for some farm produce that was harvested to be distributed to its market or destination, because the road was not safe enough. There were continual abduction, so people cannot transport goods and services from point A to the market or wherever it is that is destined for. So insecurity played a very major role in disrupting the supply chain of commodities and farm produce. So let's just make this quick analogy. So if you had like 100k in 2003, right? The purchasing power of that 100k could get you 2 bags of rice. But as we speak today, that 100,000 naira can only get you 1 bag of rice. So you see how inflation has completely eroded 1 bag of rice, a whole full bag of rice. So making your resources, making your wealth to have lesser value, to worth less in the commodity market. So in simple terms, that is how to describe to you how inflation continually erode assets, erode wealth, erode value of resources. So there are some assets that performed very well, or investment that performed very well during that period. We are going to be looking at investments that performed beautifully during that period, let's say 3 years ago. So I'm going to be talking about the one that has the lowest risk, that was almost risk-free. You don't have to have any background knowledge, any skill. You don't have to do anything. You just wait. Just have your money put in there and wait, and the result was tremendous. So I'm going to be talking about the dollar mutual fund. So this is a risk-free investment, because no matter what happens, be it rain or sunshine, your principal and interest is secured. You don't have to have much knowledge about the market. It's just time that grows your money. In the dollar mutual fund, you get 7% of your interest annually, and also benefit from the stability of the US dollar over naira. Here, the minimum investment is $1,000. This has far beaten just saving your money, putting your money in your regular savings account, which gives you about 7% as well annual interest, considering the inflation rate so far. So we are just going to have a little analogy, a little illustration to just show how tremendously the dollar mutual fund did over just leaving your money in your traditional savings account. So if you have like 1 million naira in your savings account, right, and you just left it there from 2023 to date, your interest and principal would amount to 1,145,000 naira just for these 2 past years. But if you convert that 1 million naira into dollars, you have $2,000. Then you use that $2,000 in a dollar mutual fund. You put it in the dollar mutual fund. That $2,000 will give you $2,290. Well, it might not look fantastic, but here's where the catch is. So that $2,290 has the naira valuation of 3,435,000 naira. So you can check the difference from 3,435,000 naira to 1,145,000 naira. You can see that it's almost times 3, if not up to 3 times of what you got in your traditional savings account. So having your wealth stored in any stock or dollar-denominated financial asset can largely hedge against inflation in Nigeria, because our naira is very volatile and the economy is experiencing undulating inflation, meaning prices go up and down. The economy is not balanced or stable as it seems. Asset management companies in Nigeria that offer these options varies, and there are a whole lot of them. So I'll just point out a few of them so that you can look that up. You have your Stanbic IBTC, you have the United Capital, you have AfriInvest. If you want to go into fintech companies or fintech platform, you have the Carrywise, you have Bamboo, you have Piggyvest as well. So all these are reliable platforms with which you can invest in dollar mutual fund. Then another investment that has hedged very much against inflation, or that can hedge very much against inflation, is real estate. So from 2023 to date, real estate has been moving with the tides. As the inflation keeps skyrocketing, that's how real estate keeps going up, the value keeps going up, and the rents as well. keeps going up. So its rentals and value keep skyrocketing as a result of this undulating inflation. So real estate is a good investment that would hedge against inflation. So the only way you can hedge against inflation is investment. Investment in different products. Investment in the one that suits your risk tolerance level. So if you are conservative in your risk tolerance level, I think a dollar mutual fund is the best idea for you because it is almost risk-free. Just play with time and voila, you get your funds. So I believe that you've gotten valuable information from this video. Please kindly share this video with people around you, people that wants to hedge against inflation. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please subscribe, like this video, help this video to get around, and I'll see you on the next one.